Let's talk about obstruction and when and how it might apply to you. Hi, my name is Carl Birkhead. I'm an attorney with Wirth Law Office in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I've been practicing family and criminal law for almost 8 years now, and I want to help you make law easy by talking a little bit about what obstruction of a police officer means and what we can do to try to avoid that. So the statute is relatively short, and I'm going to go ahead and read that. I don't usually, but I want to try to get the wording correct here. Any person who willfully delays or obstructs any public officer in the discharge or attempt to discharge any duty of his or her office is guilty of a misdemeanor. Nothing in this section shall preclude a person from recording the activity of law enforcement in the public area as long as the recording activity does not delay or obstruct the law enforcement agent in his or her duties. So, what this means is you cannot get in the way of an officer trying to perform their regular duties. If you see an officer doing a traffic stop, you can't go get in their face and start calling them pigs and try to fight the system or anything like that. Or if you're the subject of a traffic stop, if you're being rude or belligerent or making it take longer than it should, you could also be guilty of obstruction. I've had plenty of clients who, when they've been pulled over, they're refusing to give their identification. They're refusing to give their insurance. They're refusing to do the field sobriety test if that's what the officers wanted to do. Whatever the officer, in the scope of their employment, is trying to say needs to be done either by you or by them in order to move things forward. If you're getting in the way of that, you could face an obstruction charge. So what do we do? Obviously, we want to be respectful. I can't tell you how many times I've told my clients or shot in these videos and I've said, you have to be respectful to law enforcement. You may not like law enforcement. You may have, political or personal ideas about, police officers and their job and what their role should be. That's fine. You've got to put those to the side in that moment and just be respectful, be courteous, and cooperate as much as you can without actually, violating or, damaging any of your rights. Your rights against, search and seizure, your rights against self-incrimination. Those are valid rights, and you want to make sure that you protect them, but don't do so in a way that's going to be rude, belligerent, or disrespectful to the police officer. Otherwise, you could be facing an obstruction charge. And those are valid charges. Even if someone says, oh, well, I was just protecting my rights. Well, if you don't do it in the right kind of way, you still could be facing criminal charges for how you act in those situations. So use your best judgment, and if at all possible, just defer to what you would want to do in a situation where if it was someone speaking to your mother or speaking to your brother or speaking to your daughter, you'd want them to be respectful. So show that same type of respect in return. If you have questions about this, please give us a call. My name is Carl Birkhead. I'm with Wirth Law Office, and I want to help you make law easy.